Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks. This is your friendly neighborhood moviegoer, John L., and I'm back at it again. And I'm here to first ask a favor. I've been pretty sick this week, but I didn't want to leave anybody without any content. So bear with me. My voice isn't the best. And I want to continue on with what I've been doing. Haven't gone to the theater this week. Didn't even bother watching any movies at home. But one of my initial plans, as I was planning for the week, was to make a list of my most anticipated movies of 2023. So that's what we're going to do here. So this one's going to be a little bit long. Hopefully you folks can stay with me and tolerate my voice and my dealing with my own breath control. We're going to try to do our best. Appreciate you anyway, nonetheless. So, you ask yourselves, John L., did you make your own list? No. I read an article on The Wrap last week, and they broke down their 41 most anticipated movies in 2023. I'm not going through all 41. I'm not actually interested in all 41. I'm going to break down the ones that I know that I will watch, and then anything else that comes up throughout the year, I'll probably mention on their own individual recordings. So let's start this sucker off. We're going to start earlier in the year. One particular movie that's not on this list that I want to mention, that's already out in theaters now, is the movie Megan, which is a horror film. I've mentioned this before. I'm not big on horror, but it's probably something that I'll end up watching. Oh, this is going to be bad. I'm going to end up watching due to its heightened popularity and its recommendations across the board from all the different movie pundits out there that I follow on the YouTube and podcasting space. So by the time I feel better, sometime this week, I will do my best to catch Megan in theaters. We then jump into February here. The first movie on the Wrap's list is Knock at the Cabin, the new M. Night Shyamalan film, which stars Dave Bautista and I believe the actor's name is Jonathan Groff, or Groff, should I say, of Harry Potter fame. And this seems to be a suspense thriller. I always do my best to watch and Man, I'm blanking on the word right now. But do my best to watch anything that Dave Bautista's in. If you guys don't know, I am a big time pro wrestling fan as well. And I grew up watching Dave. And I think he's turned himself into a credible actor. So I want to see what he does with this role. And I also want to see if the Sham Hammer himself can bounce back after that last film that he came out with a few years ago. So that's Knock at the Cabin, which I actually have my tickets purchased for. To double check my AMC A-list here, I have Knock at the Cabin scheduled for February 3rd for a morning matinee. We then jump down to Ant-Man and the Wasp, which will be releasing in theaters February 16th. This stars Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Evangeline Lilly, and the new actress who's been tapped to play Paul Rudd's daughter by the name of Catherine Newton. This is the third installment in the Ant-Man MCU films. Jonathan Majors will be playing the new big bad, as they say, Kang the Conqueror. So we will see how large in scope Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, will be, as the commentary and quotes have been coming in from director Peyton Reed, where he wanted to do something on the scale of an Avengers movie, and he feels like he did that with this film. So we will see if he was able to execute, and if this movie, from a financial standpoint, can climb the ladder and do the same. We then jump into March 3rd, Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan, he returns as Adonis Creed, and Michael B. Jordan also makes his directorial debut with the third installment in the Creed franchise, and he's going to be going toe-to-toe with Jonathan Majors here in this film. Jonathan Majors in the trailers for this movie reminds me a lot of Mike Tyson. Attire, aggressivity, or aggressiveness, should I say, and the overall look of Jonathan Majors in the trailer. So we'll see how good Creed 3 ends up being. Let's see here. Honorable mention to a movie I just saw the trailer for. Not sure about this one yet, but the trailer seemed interesting enough. I'm a sci-fi guy, so elements of the movie piqued my interest. But Adam Driver stars in a movie entitled 65, who, in this movie, Adam Driver plays a by God, Adam Driver plays a spaceman who winds up on Earth 65 million years ago and is forced to battle terrifying dinosaurs using his newfangled technology. So that seems to be the synopsis on this one. So I'll see if I get around to it eventually. Then, March 24th. This is a can't miss for me. John Wick, Chapter 4. Yes, the fourth installment in the John Wick movie franchise starring Keanu Reeves. I've been waiting for this one, y'all. Chad Stahelski returns to helm this movie. He is the director. The storyline here is focused on Mr. Wick taking down the High Table. The majority of the movie was shot in all these different locations: New York, Berlin, Paris, Osaka. The movie includes other stars as well: Lawrence Fishburne, Ian McShane, Lane Reddick, Bridget Moynahan, and also includes new movie mates: Bill Skarsgård, Hiroyuki Sanada, the great Hiroyuki Sanada, Scott Adkins, great martial artist, and Rina Sawayama. They failed to mention, but I won't fail to mention, this movie also features Donnie Yen. You can't leave out Donnie Yen. What type of write-up is this at the Wrap? Come on now. Anyways, John Wick Chapter 4, March 24th. Honorable mention here to a film that seems to be getting a lot of promotion. And you'll probably see a lot of commercials for as well. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. I've never been a big D&D player, so I'm not too familiar with this world, but it's more fantasy stuff, akin to, let's just say, I don't know, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings type stuff. In that realm of genre. The movie stars Chris Pine, Regé Jean Page, Sophia Lillis, and Hugh Grant as well. Another honorable mention, still don't know about this film either. The seemed to be the most popular trailer that came out this past Friday, January 6th, for Renfield, which is a Nicolas Cage movie, where Nicolas Cage seems to be playing Dracula. It also stars Nicholas Hoult, who seems to be his trusty sidekick, Renfield. The movie also has other cast members, Awkwafina and Ben Schwartz, and we'll see how that comes about. Like I said, I'm not big on horror or that type of stuff. The Dracula type of stuff has never really necessarily gone up my my lane, but I don't know. I'll see what people are saying. Yet again, another movie that was taken out of the straight to streaming world, and Warner Brothers decided to put it into theaters. Evil Dead Rise, the Evil Dead franchise, which goes all the way back to the early 1980s. This particular movie brings back some favorited characters and continues on the story in which they deal with the Necronomicon. So, Evil Dead Rise, coming April 21st. We'll see how that goes. Then jump down to May 5th. Another movie that I know that for certain I'll be watching is Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Last movie starring with this cast. The cast that we know and love. We have Dave Bautista. We have the young man who plays Peter Quill. Forgetting his name now. Chris Pratt. And Zoe Saldana returns as Gamora. Bradley Cooper, I believe, is still doing the voice. for Rocket Raccoon. Vin Diesel still does the voice for Groot. And is it Karen Gillan who plays? No. But anyways, skipping that, Adam Warlock is going to be a featured character in this movie, played by Will Poulter, and the the bad guy in this movie will be the High Evolutionary, who will be played by Chukwudi Iwuji. The trailer for Guardians Volume 3 is out, I believe. If you haven't seen it, YouTube it and see if you're interested in that. But I'll definitely be checking this out on May 5th. For Disney purposes, I'm undecided on this. But on May 26th, they'll be premiering the live-action version of The Little Mermaid. This movie stars young actress Halle Bailey. And she will be playing the titular role of Ariel, the Little Mermaid. So we will see how this all breaks down for Disney and how big of a movie this will be amongst Disney fans. The Little Mermaid, live action, May 26th. Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, June 2nd. We've been waiting 5 years for this film. And Lord and Miller, they're back at it. We're following Miles Morales, that is, into his new adventures across the Spider-Verse. We'll see what kind of shenanigans and trouble he gets himself into, and what foes and or new friends he ends up making. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, June 2nd. We then jump into a movie that some people believe or believed might have been shelved. Some folks thought it wasn't even real. But it's coming, folks. Warner Brothers and DC Studios is planning to put out The Flash on June 16th. Ezra Miller, embattled star of the movie, who plays Barry Allen, is playing the Flash. Well, several different versions of the Flash, as this particular movie deals with elements of Flashpoint. The director of the movie is Andy Muschietti. Muschietti directed the It films from a few years ago, and word in the industry is that this movie seems to be pretty good. The movie also sees the return of a gentleman that I saw as a child be my Batman, which is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton returns as Batman in this movie. So I will see how this all functions in current day, and how all these characters play with one another. The Flash, June 16th. What a time. Disney Pixar will be putting out a new film on June 16th as well. This will be Elemental, I trust Pixar movies, even though there was some missteps, or a misstep last year with the Lightyear film. So Pixar's looking to bounce back here. Pixar's Elemental seems to be set in a bustling metropolis where the elements wind, fire, water, earth are personified. It follows a young fire girl who falls in love with a water fellow. Will opposites attract. We'll see how it goes. Peter Sohn, longtime Pixar heavyweight director, is the one helming this film. So we'll see how Elemental works out. So, June 23rd, a movie I was just put on to by the name of Asteroid City. It's a new Wes Anderson movie. It's set in 1955. Sorry, folks. In a fictional America, small town holding a junior stargazer competition. It's probably exactly what you think it is. Handsomely photographed. Funny in left-handed way. And twee as heck. The cast stars Tom Hanks, Margot Robbie, Tilda Swinton, Scarlett Johansson, Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, and Adrien Brody. So this is star-studded. Asteroid City, coming June 23rd. June 30th, I'm still undecided on this, to be honest. I was not a big fan of the trailer when I saw it. A lot of folks loved it. I found a lot wrong visually. Not wrong, I'm sorry. I thought, like visually, I thought it wasn't up to par. Like, there was a lot of unfinished effects. The refresh rate looked off. So I think this will have a lot of work to do in post, but we'll see how well the movie does. June 30th, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indy's back. This time he's in the 60s. So this is the first Spielberg film, or the first indie film that's not directed by Steven Spielberg. This one's done by James Mangold, who is also director of Logan and Ford v Ferrari. And we expect this to be another high-end adventure with Harrison Ford and Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Mads Mikkelsen co-starring. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, June 30th. May the movie gods bless this movie. July 14th, we're looking at Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Been a big fan of the Mission Impossible films over the years. Tom Cruise leads these. Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, and Vanessa Kirby will be back in this film. And we'll see who the new big bad is here, and what type of crazy stunts and adventures we'll be seeing from the great Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, July 14th. can't come any sooner. Have to mention this film for the sake of mentioning it. I don't have any interest in it, but I feel the world will. This is Barbie. Barbie stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. This is going to be helmed by filmmaker Greta Gerwig. Ms. Gerwig was also the director of the latest iteration of Little Women and Lady Bird. So she's taking the world of Barbie, along with a script co-written by Noah Baumbach, and they're developing this into a film. I saw the trailer. Still nothing of interest to me as of yet, but it does have a great ensemble cast. Includes America Ferrera, Will Ferrell, Simu Liu, Michael Cera, Kate McKinnon, Emma Mackey, and Kingsley Ben-Adir, among others. July 21st, Barbie. Also on July 21st, we have a new Christopher Nolan movie upon us, entitled Oppenheimer, which stars the great Cillian Murphy. This is the story of Robert J. Oppenheimer and the creation of the first atomic bomb in what is being described as an epic thriller. The teaser trailers that have been out seem very intense. They don't really give you much, but they've piqued my interest. I'll definitely be out there watching Oppenheimer when it comes out. We then come to the second Marvel movie on the list, which is The Marvels. The Marvels is the follow-up to 2019's Captain Marvel, which starred Brie Larson. The Marvels teams are up with the other two exciting female members of the Marvel family. Miss Marvel, played by Iman Vellani, and Monica Rambeau, played by Teyonah Parris. On top of that, Nia DaCosta is directing the film. So we still don't have a trailer for The Marvels yet. Well, at least one that I have seen. So we'll see as to how this movie breaks down and how it syncs up with the MCU and how big of a factor it plays into the goings-ons of the future of the MCU. August 11th, we have Disney's Haunted Mansion, which is a film based on a ride, or a Disneyland attraction that's been in existence since way back in 1969. I believe this particular film will be directed by Justin Simien and Kate Dippold. So, the Haunted Mansion has a star-studded cast here. Tiffany Haddish, Rosario Dawson, also Lakeith Stanfield, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito. If I'm not mistaken, Scarlett Johansson was supposed to be involved in this movie as well. I could be wrong. It could be another one of the Disney rides that's going to be turned into a movie. But we'll see how this goes. So, we'll see how Haunted Mansion for Disney Goes on August 11th. We then have a movie I honestly have little interest in, even though it is a comic book movie, but it has to do with a character that I've never had much interaction with. It is a DC character by the name of Blue Beetle. This movie is due out on August 18th. This movie is based on a Latino-based character that inherits or gains powers from a, if I'm not mistaken, is an alien scarab, something like that. In that regard, this movie was supposed to go straight to HBO Max, but from what had been made and everything that was given into Warner Brothers, they decided to go with the theatrical release for Blue Beetle. So we'll see how well this does in theaters. Blue Beetle, out August 18th, 2023. So then I go down to November 3rd. Dune Part 2 will be out. Dune Part 1 is one of my favorite sci-fi films in the last 10 to 15 years. I thought it was great. The sound design was incredible. The scope of the movie was so large. The performances of all the actors, really, I thought were great. Timothée Chalamet as Paul Atreides was very, very good. Hopefully, we get some Zendaya in Dune Part 2. This movie also has expanded its cast to include a slew of others. Austin Butler, Fade Routher, Christopher Walken, the great Christopher Walken, will be playing the Emperor in this movie. Florence Pugh, Léa Seydoux, and Suhaila Yacob have also joined the cast of Dune Part 2. So we will see what magic director Denis Villeneuve made with Dune Part 2. Honorable mention here, I never watched any of the films, don't plan to watch this, but I know this is a popular film franchise. The Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. This particular version of the Hunger Games movies, this one stars Rachel Zegler, who also starred in the Spielberg version of West Side Story. So, we'll see how well the Hunger Games movie does. I don't think it'll do well, but hey, who knows? Walt Disney Studios 100th year, coming out with a animated film called Wish. This particular movie is being directed by Chris Buck and Fawn Veer-Sunthorn. This particular movie is going to star Ariana DeBose. My apologies, folks. Who's also in the Spielberg version of West Side Story. She's going to be the leading character, who's a 17-year-old girl in the Kingdom of Wishes, who makes a plea to the heavens and is saddled with the wishing star who in this film is a fully anthropomorphic character. Wow. Together they go on a quest to stop a growing evil in the kingdom. So we will see how this particular Disney animation film does, being the last Disney animation film that just came out, Strange Worlds, didn't do so great. So Wish, the next Disney Animation Studios film, comes out November 22nd. We then jump into December. Oh, December. As per right now, December 15th has young Timothy Chalamet playing the great Willy Wonka in the new Wonka movie being released by Warner Brothers. This one is helmed by Paul King, who's also been the director of the first two Paddington movies, which people love. And so hopefully he can make this Wonka film something that people will love to watch for years on end, just like he did with Paddington. We're getting a Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. Unfortunately, from what I know about this particular sequel, the director of this movie will not be any of the Reitmans. Jason Reitman is still on to write and produce the film, but the directing will be helmed by Gil Keenan, who helped write the other Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, but this will be his first major motion picture, I believe. The movie stars Paul Rudd, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, and Carrie Coon are expected to return. We will see what this particular sequel brings. It's yet untitled. So I don't think it'll be Ghostbusters Afterlife 2. It'll be probably called something else. But December 20th is the release date on the board for this Sony movie. Then, December 25th, Warner Brothers DC Studios releases Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, starring Jason Momoa. And we'll see how this falls into the timeline of things, how DC's going to be doing things to the future. The movie is directed by James Wan. We will see return to Patrick Wilson and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II in this movie as well. But we will see what this version of Aquaman leads us to. Honorable mention, probably sometime during the summertime, Fast X will be out. The 10th installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. We'll see when that comes out. We then put into mode other movies that'll be out this year. David Fincher, he'll be putting out a movie. I believe this movie's due out in March, if I'm not mistaken. The Killer, which stars Michael Fassbender. So we'll see how The Killer does. I'm interested in that movie, so I'll be definitely going out to watch that. A awards contender type film, film about famous conductor-composer Leonard Bernstein called Maestro, starring Bradley Cooper. It's a Netflix film. I'm not too sure if it'll get a limited theater release or if it'll just go straight to the streamer. But that's a movie that I was looking forward to watching. That's something that I also wanted to put out there. Killers of the Flower Moon, which is the new DiCaprio Scorsese collaboration. In this movie, I'm not sure when it's out, but it deals with the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, and the 1920s murders of indigenous people. So we'll see how the new Scorsese DiCaprio film works out. Zack Snyder has a new partnership with Netflix, which is allowing him to create a new IP. In that new IP, Rebel Moon is a sci-fi epic, which will be coming out via the Netflix brand. Yet again, I don't necessarily know if this movie will go straight to the streamer or if it'll get a limited theater release. We'll see what Netflix decides to do there. This particular movie stars Sophia Boutella, Charlie Hunnam, Michael Huisman, Djimon Hounsou, Duna Bay, Gina Malone, and Sir Anthony Hopkins. Rebel Moon coming to Netflix in 2023. So, those are all the movies listed by The Wrap. And the movies that I was most interested in watching so far this year in 2023. But there's probably going to be plenty more to come. There's other websites out there if you want to dig into more of the foreign fare or more art house and indie films. Filmstage.com did a great article of the 100 most anticipated films of 2023. They broke it up into two parts. That just came out this past Friday. So if you wanted to check that out, I would recommend that as a read for you guys. Gives you a big breakdown as to what else is out there and what else is coming, just so you can get a more in-depth idea of the movies coming in 2023. So I just gave you more or less the ones that I was interested in in watching in theaters. So there you have it, folks. Appreciate you guys for sitting through all the coughing, all the dips, and peaks and sniffles and everything else in between. But I am done. I retire now. Next week, I hope to come to you guys with actual movie reviews. Movies I missed in 2022, and also movies that I have or that I want to watch in theaters this week. I think I'll watch Megan this week. I'll see what else is out in theaters, because a lot of the movies that I wanted to watch in theaters have now been put on digital and been taken out of the theaters that I usually go to. So I will see if I find a way to watch those movies here at home. And if I do, You'll see the reviews up and posted next week. But as of right now, folks, those have been my movies most anticipated for 2023. Appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you for bearing with me. Appreciate your follows and everything else in between. I'll be back next week. Take care of yourselves. Be good out there. And stay safe. Until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood moviegoer, John L. Signing off.